Hey there folks, Mark Johnson from tech-snobs.com. Today we're going to do a full review on the Nexus 7 tablet. Overall, I took my time with this one a little longer, wanted to get a good feel for it. And, overall, it's a lot of things I do like about it. I will say this, it's definitely I would say definitely kind of a niche product in the aspect of it's small and it's light. And I do like that. I think for me, I do use the iPad as well, and I actually find this to be definitely a good balance, in between the two. So I definitely like it. Honestly, from the big scheme of things, there's really not a whole lot different from this tablet in other Android tablets, but of course the main thing, and that's being the price. You can get this thing for $199, or you can get it for $249 for the 16 gig model. And just to kind of touch on that, honestly, and due to the fact that they're selling this at GameStop and various retailers, I think this really competes when you think about it from GameStop, the PlayStation Vita, PS Vita. And it kind of puts Sony, I think, in a tough position because with the Vita still being at $249, $299, and you can get this device at that same price, and the fact that this can do so much more, I think definitely makes it a tough sell for for people looking for just for a gaming device, just to buy a gaming device for the amount of money they're asking for the Vita, and then you can get this. I definitely think it definitely gives this it kind of pretty much makes the Vita obsolete in a lot of ways. So it's definitely unique. I mean, of course, you don't have the on-screen physical buttons on this, but I'm gonna show you a demo of a quick game that I'm sure a lot of you've already seen, and that is Dead Trigger. And I mean, when you just look at the the graphics of this game alone, I mean, this thing is crazy. I mean, the graphics you get, the quality, is just overall a very nice product. So I definitely find it really, to be a good gaming device. And if you're definitely looking for a gaming product and you want to spend $250, I mean, you could definitely look at the Nexus 7 tablet. So back to the, more of the meat and potatoes of review. I want to touch on some of the other things, what makes Jelly Bean, kind of the latest and greatest from Google. Number one is a lot of the enhancements underneath. And that's going to be what they call Project Butter. And basically it makes things smoother. You could jump in and out of apps a lot faster. It gets rid of a lot of the lag that I've always noticed in seemingly no matter what Android device I've used. But for the most part, I don't see any lag in anything. Just jumping between. It's just very, very smooth. So I definitely like that. Another thing, when you pull down the notifications, I've noticed that you now can expand and pinch away and get more information on notifications, especially like the email. And then just little cosmetic touches. I press on this little button down here, the name of my Wi-Fi, and it lights up and disappears when I take my hand off it. So that's another cool thing as well. But I tell you what, the thing that appeals to me most, when I think about this, is the size. I mean, the size of it, it's a very good compliment to something like the iPad. And when you look at them both. I mean, it's a very good contrast in between the both of them. So obviously, looking at videos and stuff on iPad is going to be better. But when you want to read a book and so forth, it's so much easier and light to do it in one hand. Although I do find they give you some free magazines. I do find the magazines. I'm over the Popular Science magazine I got with it. I do find that to be a little cramped, on the screen. But it's kind of a thing because you have to zoom in, and you got to do a lot of zooming and scrolling to get to it. I mean, it is cool. I mean, I do like the magazine feature, but I think when it gets to magazines, it's definitely better on a bigger screen. But once you go into, actually, let's go to the books. They give you a lot of free content with this, which is a great thing. And I also like the fact that you get the Nexus guidebook, the instruction manual, right in the device itself. So when I look at this, the book itself on the guide on how to use it is definitely really nice using a product that fits in your hand like this, which is really cool. So big kudos to that. Now, last but not least, the case. I'm not really all that impressed with it, and I think it's one of those things where this is the only case you could buy when it first came out. I mean, there's some other things on Amazon, but it is the official case. It does have a cutout for the speaker in the back, you know, micro USB and your audio jack. I don't like the plastic over the buttons up top. I've never liked that on any case. And it doesn't have magnets in the top, even though it does support it. So it doesn't auto shut your device down when you do it. So, I mean, it is $20. I mean, you know, obviously I've never bought, I mean, you know, this is $70 for the smart cover on iPad, and that's not worth it either. But this is definitely, you know, it is what it is. I mean, for $20, I mean, I can't complain too much, but there's some rumors with Google coming out with better cases overall. So we'll definitely see how that pans out. But overall, if you're looking for a tablet and you want to spend $250 and you want an Android, this is definitely better than the Samsung Galaxy Tab 2. The screen resolution's better. It's got Jelly Bean 4.1. It's faster. It's got NFC in it. You can use Google Wallet on this. And Google Wallet doesn't even, you know, require you to use a, it doesn't have the 4G connection in it. And that's going to be the last thing I'll touch on. You know, honestly, in the past, I really kind of thought it was kind of useless to have, you know, 4G or cellular connections in tablets because, you know, you can always hotspot your phone. But after using the iPad and having, you know, LTE on it, I found that it's very convenient, you know, not having to, you know, tether another device and use it. And especially with this having, for instance, Google Now, a lot of this stuff is useless without a network connection. So it's kind of like, you gotta have, and with it being Google and with them being so cloud-based anyway, hopefully they'll offer a version with LTE or 3G. I'm sure it'll probably be LTE by the time it gets to the point of releasing it. That's going to definitely be a better option, I think, you know, for a lot of people. I mean, you know, obviously with the share everything plans that Verizon and AT&T has, and you can, you know, hotspot with a lot of other carriers here in the States. It's just, I just still think it's just better, you know, if you're carrying this around, that you could just, you know, pop it out and get on the internet at leisure. So that's going to wrap it up for the Nexus 7 review. Honestly, this is the best Android tablet you can buy, and you know, I can highly recommend it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check me out on Twitter at @ATechSnob and also the site at tech-snobs.com. Thanks.